Our next category celebrates innovation. This award is for the brave who tackled deep, unsolved industry problems, and it solved it in a way that no one could ever imagine. Yeah, so clearly this is something AI can't solve. So while we are waiting for this to be fixed, Shekhar, shall we talk about the Vibe pilots?
Sure.
So, the team at Upekha and the Vibe Summit is not just about, words. It's about action, right? We've been talking about the pace that things are moving. Vibe pilots is one such example. Can we take an idea, a notion, and then build a solution around it? So that's what's happening in the room next door. So Shekhar, when we are looking at this pilots, right? What is so special about this?
So, before even we started this initiative, Prasanna, me, Raj and Gokul, we have all been talking about this because this is actually something that has not been done before, right? And I think it's also being enabled because, we have seen a lot of hackathons, but this is also being enabled because of AI. So for me, the first and the foremost, the special thing is that I see that the founders are actually solving a customer's problem. So rather than building a technology, a random technology first, and then going into the market and seeing if there is a problem to be solved, here it is directly for people who don't know, and tomorrow I think you'll probably hear a lot more about this, but the problems are submitted by the enterprises, and the founders are taking that problem, right? So that's the first and foremost thing. The second thing is this is possible, like this 24 hours, within a 24-hour period, being able to create a pilot is actually possible only because of this AI and vibe coding, right? So that's the other exciting thing. I also feel that this collaboration between enterprises and startup founders is also something very interesting and very valuable because the startups are able to get into the enterprise workflow, right? And for the enterprises, it's a low-risk way of doing this. So I see that there is so many interesting things that's coming out of the Vibe pilot. For me personally, I feel that this is a transformational thing, and this is probably how most enterprises will start.
Don't you think this is exactly what Professor Saras was talking about when it comes to co-creation? How can enterprises leverage startups, service providers in a setup like this? I think this is the perfect setup and a perfect example of providing the ability for co-creation. So
absolutely, yeah.
I think the slides are back, so we can go to the next award. So yeah, like I was saying, the nominations for the most innovative category, this is a category where the startups have thought about solving problems which were probably very deep and very unsolvable earlier. So the nominations are VFab, Patentitech, and SkyServe. Shekhar, can we have the winner?
I think, yeah, the winner is SkyServe. Congrats. Congrats. So, oh, thank you. So before you leave the stage, many of us can't even comprehend when you say AI in space, okay? I can say for myself, I was thinking AI in space, okay? So if you can share with the audience what made you do what you're doing, and what is that one innovative thing that you're doing in space?
Right. Thanks for that, and humbled and grateful for this recognition. Didn't expect this. That's a very pleasant surprise and a great motivator for us in our quest to solve for a very critical problem. It starts with a lot of grunt work. Space is non-trivial and not easy at all. Satellites have been in space for the last 60, 70 years, processing data and sending it all to the ground, not knowing what is right or wrong. So what we did is, how do we build some intelligent layer on satellite so that the moment it captures images, can we process this data on board the satellite itself so that about 70% of images that it captures need not be sent out. So in this process, we in the team uplinked an Edge AI code as a image processing code to this on board the satellite, made it capture the images, process them from L0 to L2A, sent back inferences alone to the ground. In this process, the data footprint has gone down significantly, and the satellite starts saving about $2+ million per year as a part of that process. So the interesting part was many of them said that this is not at all possible. The assets are already launched in space. You cannot do this, etc. We had so many barriers and perceptions to manage. I think thanks to the team, we pulled off everything in a successful way. And recently, we also hosted 9 of NASA's models on board the satellite itself for them to monitor water, weather, and land. And it was a fairly successful mission. Again, kudos to the team for this.
Awesome. Thank you.